We welcome you to Phillies Postgame Live, presented by Cure Auto Insurance. Ben Davis, I'm Michael Barkan. We'll hear from Rob Thompson coming up. Some of the principals in a 9-1 loss at Toronto, a series loss. Ben, I can tell you this. Something's going on. Something is at play, and it's not good. In fact, it's bad, something they got to figure out on both sides of the plate. You don't need the numbers. We're going to give you all the numbers, and the numbers are horrific. They're record-setting numbers, but you just need to watch with your own eyes the pitching, the lack of hitting, the disinterest. You see Kepler run at that ground ball earlier in the game, jogging to first base. It needs to be righted right now. All of a sudden, they're in 6 out of 7 have been losses. Your thoughts, my friend?
Yeah, at times, Michael, it almost looked like they were disinterested in the last couple ball games, and that's something obviously they can't be. They got down early in this one, and it just seemed like they were just going through the motions, and it's something that needs to be remedied, obviously. And with what's going on with Jesús Luzardo, I've never seen anything like this. And this is a sport where you see something different every day. It's just been a grind the last couple outings. You feel for him, and hopefully he can right the ship, because we've seen up until the last 2 starts, this guy is on track for possible Cy Young, but the last 2 starts obviously have not gone his way. But the offense is a big concern for me as well.
We look at some of the numbers now because Luzardo has been losing it. Even if you go back to Sacramento and the games against Oakland, his start against the A's, today against Toronto, 2 1/3 innings pitched, 9 hits allowed, 8 earned runs, 2 strikeouts, 2 walks, 61 pitches. He's now 5-2 with a 4.46 ERA.
All for naught, 8 earned runs. And look at the first 11 starts. He was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
Hard to believe, Harry, indeed. 67 innings in his first 11 starts, just 5 2/3 pitched in his last 2 starts. Think about that. 5 2/3, it's not even a quality start, and he did that in 2 starts. 21 hits. 20 earned runs. That's more earned runs, well more earned runs than in his first 11 starts combined. ERA, that's laughable. Unfortunately, it's the truth. 31.76 in his last 2 starts, and the opponent's batting average, 583, is what they're hitting off of Jesús Luzardo, and the ERA jumping more than double, 2.15 to 4.46. And as you said, he's knocking on the door as an early contender for Cy Young, and now I don't even know what to make of this.
Something's going on. That batting average, you look at that, it almost looks like a typo. 583 over his last 2 starts. You'd be lucky, and I mean very lucky, to hit that in high school. The 583, that just blows my mind. But to have an ERA jump that much, over 2 points in 2 starts, that high, to make 13 starts and have your ERA jump that high, it's something I've never seen before, Michael.
Yeah.
I've never seen it, and I like to think that I've seen a lot in this game. I'll never see it all. But the fact that jumped that much in 2 starts blows my mind.
Good news, bad news. The bad news is, of course, 20 earned runs. Take a look at these numbers. 20 earned runs in his last 2 starts would seem to be impossible. This is since 1930. The good news is Roy Halladay did it as well. The bad news is, though, it was Halladay's last season in 2013. And it's not Jesús Luzardo's last season, or so we hope. Mike Welch, Wayne LeMaster, Ray Benge, and the great Claude Willoughby in 1930. I remember that season. It was a cold start to the season, Benny. That's just brutal. It really is. And when you have pitched that well and you're on top of a list like that, and again, I think to stress, Roy Halladay was retiring did retire after the 2013 season, so we'll forgive him that, not Jesús Luzardo.
Yeah, they're going to have to do some soul searching and really dive deep into this, because there is something going on. You just don't lose it that quickly. I mean, this guy was a W. Every time he went out there in those first 11 starts, it was seemingly going to be a W for the Phillies. I mean, it's every confidence in the world. I still have the confidence in him. It's been 2 starts. Now, obviously, it's been shaken a little bit, but I still think he's going to find a way. Just maybe take his foot off the gas a little bit. Maybe less is more for him right now.
I still want to go back to Sacramento, though, when they played the A's, his start before the Milwaukee start, because yes, he allowed just 3 runs, but he gave up 9 hits.
He
it
did.
Seems to be a lot of hits.
But a lot of those were in the first couple innings, but he was able to right the ship that day. After that first inning where they put 3 runs up, we went to commercial break. I was out on that road trip, and I said to T-Mac, I said, they have his pitches. They have to.
Yeah.
Because it was right from Jump Street. Boom, they were on him. And I said, and then all of a sudden, after that inning, he settled down. Gave him 7 innings with 10 punch-outs in that game. So he was able to right the ship that particular day, just not the last 2 starts.
All right, need a full.
A full?
Yeah,
full?
right. Yeah.
Not a 30-second. You want a full?
Yeah, not a 30-second. I want a
Copy
full.
full.
Wait, I might need 2 full after this game. He is next level. Here's the problem, and obviously most of the team fails to hit the way it can. But look at the last 3 hitters: Max Kepler, 0 for; Brandon Marsh, 0 for; Rafael Marchand, 0 for. 214, 215, and Marchand is 132. I know he's got limited at bats, but you need a pick-me-up from the bottom of the lineup to turn it over to Stott, Turner, and Harper and Schwarber, don't you?
Yeah, and then you're looking at some of these averages. I said they're starting to plunder a little bit. 244, obviously Turner's at 300. 258, 260, 248, 291, 214, 215. 132. So this is something that the Phillies need to keep an eye on, obviously, but they got to start swinging the bats. And again, it can't just be 1 or 2 guys. When they were winning a lot of ball games early in the season, it seemed like it was 1 through 9. Everybody was contributing, putting together good at bats. They were a little bit better with runners in scoring position, but that just has not been the case throughout this little funk that they're in right now.
Yeah, here's the question, though, that many Phillies fans would love to ask Ben Davis. What if we've just been fooled by all this? They've been playing below average competition. Toronto is a team that hopefully, in their view, is up and coming. They're going to play some tougher teams. End of the month, they got the Mets coming in here for 3 games over the weekend on June 20th. What if, other than, Turner, Harper, Schwarber, it's 3 guys, Bohm, I know, can pick it up, but you need a whole lineup firing, and you need your pitching staff, and you need your bullpen, and they're ill-equipped with those components right now, Ben.
Yeah, that's why it just can't be one or 2 guys that need to pick it up. It needs to be all 26 guys have to get better and pulling on the rope in the same direction. But hopefully that's not it. Maybe it is. This is the team that they are. Hopefully that's not the case. I don't think that's the case, but they're just going through it right now. And they got to dig themselves out of it.
9-1 Toronto today. The Phillies fall to 37-25. They're on pace for 98 wins. They get 98 wins. That'd still be pretty darn good.
I can pick it, man.
How about
Flat
this
out
year?
Pick it.
How
Possibility.
Right, yeah. Possibility for Bryson Stott. He's been he didn't hit today certainly, but he has been fielding the heck out of the ball. And the Phillies struggling, having lost 6 of their last 7 games. What will Rob Thompson say about this one? Here he is in Toronto.
I mean, how can a guy be so good for 6 weeks and then have 2 starts like that back to back?
Yeah, I think it really comes down to execution. These first pitch strikes are good, and they're really aggressive on them. So we got to take a look at that. But everything's hard.
Yeah.
So they're coming up there and they're swinging. So we got to address it.
Is it a thought in your head that he could be giving something away?
We look at that stuff all the time. So we haven't found anything yet.
It seems like, all of his pitches have been getting hit, but the fastballs specifically by right-handed hitters have really gotten hit. Is there maybe different sequencing or something that can be done differently? Maybe to get guys off of.
Yeah, that's all stuff we're looking at. Just try to figure this thing out. Yeah.
Physically, do you think the velocity was there?
He's fine. Yeah, he hasn't complained of anything. The velocity's good. The spin rate's good. So.
Do you wonder about execution? Maybe the lack of execution is. He did pitch a lot early on. He went deep into these games.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that's part of it?
Could be. Yeah, could be. But he hasn't in the last 2 starts, so maybe that'll help him.
You mentioned the value of first pitch strike versus the aggression the Blue Jays had today. Is that something that possibly is just a game plan tweak in terms of how approaching them on the first pitch? Or?
Sure. Yeah. No doubt about it. Yeah, they swing. They don't strike out much either. So they're swinging early in the count, and you got to take that into account.
You guys scored 6 runs in the first inning of the series, and then 4 for the rest of the series.
Yeah.
What would you see maybe from the at-bats after that?
Well, Brios did a nice job. He's got really good stuff, and Bassett did a good job just keeping us off balance. We just couldn't, for whatever reason, back the ball up.
That Heineman single to left field in, I think, the 3rd inning?
Yeah.
That should have been Kepler's ball, correct?
Well, he was way over in the gap, so he had a long way to go for it. I thought Trey almost made a great play.
You got Walker in there. He was only like 92. Did you maybe not necessarily see the bump that you thought you would in like the 1 inning spurt?
Yeah, the one thing keep in mind is that we had a really short offensive inning prior to him coming in. I don't know, we saw 6 or 7 pitches, something like that. So it was, maybe that had something to do with it too.
Okay.
But he was still effective.
Sure. Like pitching wise, you have a bullpen game tomorrow. You got another short start today. Like, where do you guys stand in terms of things?
I think we're all right. Yeah. Johnson did a great job. I mean, he showed me something today with that velocity and the spin. Secondary pitches were good. He's really improved. Touched 99, I think.
Yeah.
Do you know yet who's going to open tomorrow?
Yes, Joe Ross.
Can he give you 2, more than 2? Like, what's the?
Maybe 2+, just depending on how quick it goes.
Rob Thompson saying Joe Ross will be the opener tomorrow. He's also asked about the fact that the Phillies will go with a bullpen game tomorrow, having used 4 relievers today. How does that adversely affect them, if at all, when you have to go with a bullpen game?
Well, not a whole lot of them threw a lot of pitches, and I think all these guys will be ready to rock and roll tomorrow. Fortunately, as we talked about in the pregame show, they are facing the Pirates, so that is a good thing, and you can never take anything for granted, but this is a ball club that struggles to swing the bats. We saw that in the series a couple weekends ago here in South Philadelphia, so hopefully they can go in there and just fill the strike zone up and make sure they put some balls in play and keep that pitch count down.
He says of Jesus Luzardo, physically, he's fine. Velocity's good, spin rate's good. He says they're coming up there and they're swinging and we got to address it. Are you tipping pitches? Is he tipping pitches? He's asked. Well, we look at that stuff all the time, but we'll take another look. If they look at that stuff all the time, how about this? The volume of innings he has pitched this year versus last year when he had some back trouble, by the way.
Yeah, I don't know if that's really going to affect him that much. I mean, the ball's coming out of his hand very well. He's just not commanding it. He's missing in the middle of the plate, and these are big league hitters. They will take advantage, but I didn't see it coming not to this extent.
All right. Here's the deal. Jesus Luzardo once again goes out early. He struggles mightily, and here he is in the clubhouse post-game.
How do you what do you make of going out back-to-back 20 runs in 2 starts? Like, given how you pitched before that, is there anything you can point to right now?
Nothing I can point to now. Obviously, we need to fix something and fast. The last 2 starts have just gotten out of control extremely fast, and just need to get back in there and figure it out. Talk to Caleb, talk to Lowy, some of the other pitching guys, see if we can pick something up. But there's something obvious that we're missing. The first 11 starts are lights out, and then the next 2 are 20 earned runs, like you said. There's got to be something that we can find and fix and make that change. It has to happen fast.
After your last start, you said you felt like the most athletic you felt in months. Like, how do you feel physically now?
I feel great. I think early in the season, everyone goes through some stuff and physically feeling certain things, and now that I'm not feeling that, I feel great and I feel healthy, and so that's the most, I think, frustrating part. Like I said last time, that when you feel good, you want to go out there and give as much length as you can, and when you don't give length, that's what's frustrating.
It seemed like the hits came on all of your pitches, where it wasn't just one pitch that was getting hit. Mm-hmm. Does that make it even more what am I it's not obvious, right? I mean, at least right now.
Correct, yeah. It's not for me. I feel like I need to go back and watch some video and really kind of see. They're just on everything. It almost looks like they know what's coming. And so I don't have an answer, but there's no one working harder at finding an answer than me. And I know how frustrating it is, fan base, teammates, and coaching staff watching that. But, there's no one more frustrated than me and trying to find ways to fix it. And now, I need it now.